Hey,
Hey.
I don't trust this hospital at all.
We're gonna talk while I mess with stuff.
What are you messing with?
I don't have a fancy fit, so I want to get one.
Okay.
One day. One day.
But you had gotten keys.
No, I had her fire me because I wanted to talk to Eden about it first. Just to make sure.
Did you talk to Eden?
I've been very distracted, so no.
Ah, fair enough.
So we were having a conversation.
We were.
And we had to cut it off abruptly.
We got interrupted.
Yes. What? How do I say this? Where did we leave off? What were we saying? Because
You were
I
talking about
can't
being a
sleep.
curse.
Yes. Okay. I can't sleep. And her and I ended up, like, after you had to go, we had, like, a deep conversation about the whole thing and how she doesn't deserve to go through that again and she's not going to, etc., etc., etc. So, basically, there's really nothing to speculate about on that side of things, if that makes sense.
On the side of a chance of her going back to the
Yes.
bad thing. Right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she's gonna do
Well,
that.
that's good.
But I think she's realized that it's probably just not a good idea. There's so many colors of this. Holy fuck. Basically, yeah, I'm a curse.
Mm.
So I ain't gonna risk it, dog.
You're not a curse and you're definitely not a landmark.
I didn't say I was.
No, but I feel like that's going through your head as well. It's like, oh no, because if she went through this and I'm a curse, and it would probably be just as bad. But absolutely not.
I get hurt too much.
Mhm.
What? You made a
Just
noise and just walked.
well, so getting hurt too much has stopped you from doing what exactly?
What?
Let's say in all senses of that word, hurt. You go back on duty.
Oh, you're thinking I mean it. Okay. No, I.
Well, I mean, like in every sense of that word, right? Let's say just physically hurt. That's when you're on duty. You still go back on duty. But hurt
Yeah.
by loving someone a lot and then losing them, of course.
Yes, in that aspect.
Mm-hmm. And it's very understandable that you know you're gonna be hesitant about trying to move into anything. And you mentioned all the people you've lost, people you cared about have gone, left the city.
It's a lot. More than just
It's
a lot.
yeah. That's I mean, you
I've.
have been through the ringer and then back again and then put back in it,
Yeah.
and yet somehow you still find moments where you can just relax, and you find moments where you laugh. The whole world just vanishes around you with all its dumb issues and all the petty squabbles of a gang member being upset that somebody said something mean on Bleeder.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's one constant and common denominator in that whole scenario. And that is when you're hanging out with Callahan.
Are you? You sound pretty confident on that.
I am pretty confident on that. I've seen you smile a whole lot more when you're with her than when you're just walking in and out of the hospital with a 95.
Well, I don't think my job makes me smile more than.
Well, people find, you know, go to work and like their job. I'm not saying you don't like it, but, you know, it's also a constant reminder. And then when you're finally off duty, you're with Callahan. Because, hey, a semblance of just being allowed to be yourself and be happy, have fun.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're putting down.
I'm putting it all down.
I know you are. I understand.
I'm
I understand.
planting trees at this point.
I understand what you're saying. I just.
Okay, then, in your own words, what exactly are you afraid of? Because I can talk a lot of good words and all that fun stuff, but really all that matters is how you feel.
I don't know how I feel. I still feel pretty empty
Mm-hmm.
because she got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really feel like I'm feeling much of anything because I'm in survival mode still.
I recommend that one.
What?
I recommend that code. It's a good one.
I'd like it, but I just don't know if that's like the vibe I want. Just a long fucking trench coat makes me look like I'm about to fuck somebody up in the back of alleyway. Like hurt them, not like fuck them. Before you say a something wise ass comment. But
you,
no.
you did say fuck up. That is not something you say when you're gonna just fuck.
Yeah, okay, that's valid. But no. I don't know what I feel. I feel like I'm coming up on 2 months after losing Jericho, and it's the first time that I'm what's the word? I'm dealing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm coping. I'm doing my best to make sure that I like get out of bed every day. Does she make it easier to do that? Yes. She's been doing that for a year, but I gave her a speech yesterday about how much I hated doctors, right?
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely loathed them. Went through a traumatic thing when I was 14 where my family home burned down and I woke up in a hospital bed. And they told me that it was going to be okay. I was going to feel a little bit of pain and then I would be able to go. Oh shit. And then the pain the pain that I had to feel was just so happened to be them ripping off like 3rd-degree burns of my skin to find new skin so that it would grow back. So I
Oh.
had to endure that for a month.
Yeah.
Not to mention when I grew up, my dad liked to smack the fuck out of us and then told us that if we ever went to a doctor or a cop or anything, that it would just get worse. So I was kind of grew up not wanting to trust anybody or anything because of him.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just got like 11 times worse because um I was hurt so bad in the hospital. So the first interaction I did get meant when it did hurt worse, like he said. So he was right. Um and then I met this underground doctor before I became a cop and was legal as fuck. Underground doctor that helped me trust doctors a little bit more.
Right.
But as always, she left. She kind of fucked off. I don't even know what happened to her, if she's okay or anything. She just vanished. Um, and then
So in a way, that was kind of the first like person you, after that whole incident, started to trust more or less,
yeah,
and they
that was
they up and
medical.
left.
Yes, and they
Yeah.
left. And it's just been this constant battle of people coming and going and coming and going, and just I can never hold on to somebody tightly because what's the point? They're just gonna leave, or they're gonna die, or they're just I'm putting a curse on them essentially. So I don't know how much more shit can I endure before I actually get not a happy ending, but I actually get something good that's lasting, and I can remember I can like know somebody longer than I have to remember them, and actually be able to be comfortable caring about somebody. So no, I don't really know what I want. I don't really know if that's the kind of burden I want to put on somebody, because I'm just as cursed as the next person. I have gotten the shit end of the stick, and what's I met Callahan when Jericho was fucking dying, and
Hmm.
then after Jericho was okay again, Callahan was around a bunch, and Jericho kind of stayed in the house a little bit more, and Callahan was there for me a lot of those times that Jericho was asleep.
Hmm.
I don't know. I just
You're also the only one she's ever been there for in that sense.
I don't know what I did to deserve it. I am a fucking shithead.
That's, I mean, true, but we still love you.
I know, but I remember walking into that hospital right after Jericho's appointment. It was like a few
Mhm.
days later, a few weeks later. I don't remember the exact time. Don't quote me on how much time passed, but I remember walking in, and I specifically went for her because she was on duty at the time at Zona,
Mhm.
way back
Well,
when. Yeah,
yeah.
Vietnam flashback. Sorry, dog. But it was forever ago, and I remember kind of specifically saying to the probie that was FTOing, which at the time was Holtz, and saying, "You have a bunch of paperwork to do. I have to go to this appointment. Um, so I'm gonna do that, and you do your paperwork, and I will be as quick as possible." And he said, "Okay." And we went in. We went in. He sat down. He talked to people, and I went to the back with Callahan. And then she actually walked me through, like, I forgot what I was hurt for. I think I was shot by LSR or somebody. I was fucked up or something. But
That checks out.
I remember her walking me through everything she was doing and saying, "I'm just doing this. Don't worry, it's fine." And then it ended up being fine. And I was like, "Okay." And then she brought in Gary at the time. I don't remember if you do you remember Gary?
I remember Gary.
He was kidding me with these facts about tetanus shots and all that shit, and I was like, "Dog, you're pissing me off," because he just kept
Right,
like pushing me a little bit too much, and I was like, "I'm
right,
gonna
right.
lose it." But she would reel it back in, and then we would go from there, and she just handled it super well, and to the point where I was like, "Okay, I could probably come back," and then I did, and I kept coming back, and I kept doing other things, and it got easier to just show up, kind of.
Hmm.
And the funny thing is that so far, after a year, which is almost as long as I've known AJ, because I knew AJ for almost 2.5 years, she's still here.
Hmm.
And I don't know how I feel about it. And I'm scared.
It's okay to be scared. You got a bunch of emotions and feelings and thoughts going in and out of your head at all times in a situation like yours. Being scared is like the most normal thing you can be. With your previous experiences, all that stuff, all culminating in your head and all just banging against all the, like, let's say you have a core in the middle full of all the happy things, and then you just have a bombardment of all the negative things coming from outside and hitting from all angles.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you're gonna be scared. You're gonna be fucking terrified. But then you have those moments of where that all disappears and things feel good. And I bet you have those moments when Callahan is around as well.
I will neither confirm nor deny.
Mm-hmm. That's okay. Let me just check my BSometer here. Yep. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
I'm not good with people. I'm good at reading people. I'm not good at talking with or to or listening. Well, I listen very good. Well, depending on the people. Sometimes I pretend to listen while I'm really just listening to a radio.
That's valid.
Uh-huh. But I notice things. I notice people smiling more than they had done previously. And I'm not saying you smile more now than you did with like AJ or before AJ or whatever. I'm saying you're smiling more recently than you were, let's say, closer to losing Jericho, right? And obviously, nobody's ever going to replace her. That's not what anyone is trying to do. And if anyone thinks they could, then they're obviously a fucking idiot. So if anyone ever gives you that impression that they're trying to replace her, you also know to keep your distance because they're clearly dumb, not worth your time. But don't be too afraid to explore something that could lead to something that would actually make you, happy. Hell, I can even say I see Callahan smiling more around you. I know for a fact that she might also be interested. Not that she said it, but in her way of wording things, yeah, there's something lying down there that she is also probably afraid to explore, which is the theme that's going on. I don't know. Everyone's so afraid. Understandably so. And again, I'm not saying you have to jump into everything like right this instance or right this minute, but just like she needs to realize it, you also need to realize that she's there. She needs to realize you're there. You have been a constant in each other's lives since basically your first long
This man
interaction.
is fucking not even planting seeds anymore.
I doubt anything is gonna rip that away from you. Like, say unnaturally, let's say.
You can't make assumptions like that.
I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm not medical.
You just can't be so sure.
When two people care enough about each other to the point that everyone else can see it and just know that, hey, there is something very solid there, they can make a few assumptions.
I mean,
And I'm not saying it's gonna end up in a fucking marriage and like 19 kids or whatever, unless
okay,
Callahan keeps
whoa.
adopting people. But
19 kids, dog? Nah, ain't no way.
I'm not saying they're gonna come out of either of you, adopt them. I don't know. I'm not joking when I say the poison ivy and the Harley Quinn thing. And you're also starting to get it.
Yeah, I am starting to get it because Callahan was dying and you planted fucking seeds.
Hmm.
Well, she wasn't dying, but she was
Well,
could have been.
yeah. Like the self-destructive path she almost went down just because she was with a person that absolutely did not care about her one single fucking bit.
Don't remind me, dog.
Yeah, I mean, there are very few places that can go. A body can only take so much.
It's not even that. A soul can only take so much.
That too. And also working with Callahan for as long as I have now. I'm the guy who's like, yo, I might not be part of the medical side of things currently, but there's a lot of your people who haven't been around for fucking ever. We have a guy who's been with us since last year, like December, has been on duty for 6 hours total. Somehow still part of the department.
That's a yeet and delete, Chief.
That's what I keep saying, but she has way too big of a heart. And I know she has a heart. And that is also how I know that as big as her heart is, most of that is filled with you.
What? Man.
She has done so much for you. She is willing to be like, yo, if anything happens, can you just let me know so I can wake the fuck up? I'm like, yep, sure.
She said that?
I might have been told a thing or two. Like, yo, if Shaw needs me, can you let me know? If nobody else does? I'm like, yeah, I'll let you know even if anyone else does.
Oh, I
I
didn't.
doubt she's ever told anyone that about me or anyone else I know that work for us, any other LEO. That's all you.
She didn't tell me that.
No, I'm snitching. But it's also one other thing I never do. I never lie. There's no
Yeah.
point in it.
You don't strike me as one of those.
I would have so much fucking trouble with my brain trying to keep up a lie. Are you kidding me? No point in lying. What's that gonna accomplish?
Absolutely nothing.
We see it in this city every goddamn hour, basically, what a relationship or a friendship or whatever based on lies accomplishes.
Yeah.
Especially when you're working in here, you see them all the time. You see it with relationships and your staff members. Like, oh, good job. You're with this person, but love these other 5 people as well, I guess.
I mean,
Good luck.
I don't. I'm not stupid, right?
No.
I see people that are constantly saying like, "Oh, you guys are on a date. I hope you guys have like a good day," stuff like that, and they like
Hmm.
say things, right? Because I think that Callahan and I are actually together,
Yeah.
which is fine. It's not a bad thing, but at this point, it's just interesting because neither of us correct them unless they like really ask, like, "Hey, what are you guys like up to? Like, what is this?"
Oh yeah, if someone walks up and asks, "Wait, are you actually married?" Of course you're gonna be like, "No." And then eventually you're gonna be, "No, not yet."
Oh, I don't know about not yet.
Mm,
I don't know where that bitch is at, and I don't want to ask, so I'm not
no.
going to.
You're afraid to ask.
I just don't want to know the answer. It's like
Why not?
knowing that a show ends, right? And there's like 2 episodes left,
Mm-hmm.
and you just really just don't want to finish it because you wanted something to do. So you go and do other things and just forget to go back to it, and then it goes from
Yeah.
there.
Then you just go back and watch your favorite episodes.
And you just never finish it because you never want to know the ending. And I wasn't kidding when I told you that I didn't know what it was going to be like if I ever had to deal with losing her as well. And
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to know. I don't want to be the one to do it.
Right. So you're gonna need her to say something.
Well, I don't know, man. I just know that I need.
Time.
No, not time.
Everyone needs a little time. Decompressing, thinking things over, all that stuff. That takes time. I'm not saying you have to sit down, shut yourself down, and just sit in a room and think. You go about your day, you hang out, have fun, all that fun stuff. All the thoughts are circling in your head when you're out driving. At these times, I guess, away from mountains.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, I want to go gold panning. Nope, there's mountains near there. But you're ready to stand in the background of a head to head conversation with her and someone else and just stand by a car with a gun loaded.
What?
That's what you said. If she has a face to face conversation with the
Oh,
Joker,
right.
you're gonna stand by the car with a gun loaded.
Yeah,
Just in case.
just in case.
Just in case of what? Who can tell? He smiled wrong. Bang. You heard the word maybe come out of one of them. You shut.
I just, I don't know. I've been, I've been, I've been on both sides of the coin, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've let. It's like the thing where, well, I also agree that maybe I definitely do need time. At the same time, though, I just like making myself more miserable. So I don't know if that's just me trying to suffer more.
Try try to thrive in misery because you're so used to having it around you. You might as well get used to it.
Yeah,
Hmm.
something like that.
Welcome to my life.
Yeah,
But you deserve better than misery.
I
So does she.
I would think that she does. I don't know if I agree with you on me.
You wouldn't agree with me. But then again, what makes you think you deserve the misery? What have you possibly done to others that could warrant that karma says, yo, fuck this bitch. You've been nothing but kind to people. You try and give people the benefit of the doubt in any sense. Like fucking criminals that have been known to just murder people for the fun of it. Walk up to them and be like, yo, are you just having a bad day? What happened?
Yeah, maybe.
You need to afford yourself that kindness too. Hey, sometimes you have a bad day, but that's okay. Doesn't mean you deserve it. You don't deserve what's coming to you if it's bad things. You're a person who's been through a lot, but you're still a person. What is it you're trying to teach your people? Compassion and all that stuff.
Humanity.
Hmm. But can you really teach it to others if you don't have it for yourself?
I could try. I have compassion and humanity. What the fuck?
Towards yourself?
Oh, I don't need it for myself.
Hmm.
What do you think of the final product? I'm gonna still mess with more outfits, but I saved this one.
I like that one. You can have your little badge on there.
Yeah, it could
It
be
could,
that.
it could, it could work for work and it could work off duty.
But what was I saying? The bottom line is I mostly just um I don't know. I don't really know where I'm at,
Hmm.
and I want to be at a certain place, but I also just don't want to take that leap because I'm fucking terrified. It's all fun and games until I'm just as bad as the Joker.
What makes you think you would ever become that?
Because it's me, and sometimes
Yeah, but you're a good person.
you don't know that.
I can tell.
I work too much, just like he does.
Yeah, but okay. I was gonna say this might be personal, but no, not really. When you two go home together to your little apartment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, $1 million house or whatever she owns.
It's not. It's a cheap ass. Okay, anyways, continue.
Hmm. Are you going to bed together, or is one of you already asleep for like 4 hours?
Sometimes it's the other way around. Sometimes she goes to bed at like storm, and I stay up
Hmm. Sure.
for a few
Mm.
hours
But
afterwards.
does she at least be like, "Yo, good night"?
Yeah, I give her a hug
Yeah,
every
you give her
single
a hug.
time.
She. Hmm. And then sometimes you fall asleep together, and then sometimes you might even wake up together. Or one of you is sleeping in and leave a little funny note, or "Hey, I'm going to work. Sleep tight."
Yeah,
Hmm. I feel like that's more than what happened in whatever thing was going on with her before. But she would be upset, talking to me drunkenly, like, "Yeah, I walked home and then Blah, 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 blah. And he was already asleep, and then when I woke up, he was gone. No words or anything. Blah, 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 blah. It always already makes you better because you care. You guys talk before going to bed. I don't imagine you guys have ever gone to bed angry at each other.
I don't think we've ever fought, period. There's
Yeah,
not
and
been
I
one argument that that bitch and I have had.
I haven't had her come to me drunk crying because she was worried about not being good enough.
What?
Yeah, that was the whole thing at Pillbox.
Oh, well,
She was
like way
like,
back when?
well, last time we had Pillbox, I guess. She would come in one point, just be drunk, and then start sobbing. And she was talking about Landmark and
Mm.
how she didn't feel good enough for him and all this stuff. I was like, fucking, what has he done for you? Nothing. Like, he actively made her cry.
That makes me mad.
I was ready to go kill the motherfucker while he was on duty in front of everyone else. And before they put me in handcuffs, stick my nuts in his mouth.
Okay, Med, please.
Fuck that guy. You guys have a more stable relationship than I have ever seen her in. Also, as far as I know, you haven't tried to stab her.
Yeah, I don't even want to fucking talk about that.
I'm not entirely sure how that's still an quote unquote oopsie, but you know.
Don't even get me started. I'm gonna get fucking triggered.
Yeah, you see, I feel like the only good choice she could ever make is you.
You're not even planting seeds anymore. You're fucking
Nope.
gardening.
Yeah, I've well above and beyond the seed planting. But it's also just you and I talking here. So I can be totally open about that.
What, you wouldn't tell her all this to her face?
I absolutely would.
Oh.
But I would never tell it to either of you when you're together.
Why? Because I would just tell you to shut the fuck up.
And both of you would be doing that at the same time, and then it would go absolutely nowhere. And then I would have to sit back for another like 8 months maybe until you both came to me and said, God damn, fuck you, Ed, for being right.
Yeah, okay.
Which she's already done.
What?
I pulled the Joker, Harley Quinn, and Ivy card on her as well. And that is why she, when we were up in my room a few days ago, you
Uh-huh.
had walked out. I jokingly made a thing about the shirt she was wearing, the lesbian catnip shirt. I said, like, you want it to work? And then I walked out to you. She was like, maybe, yes. And then also I said, do you, do you think it's working? And that's why I walked out to you and asked you if it worked out of
Oh.
context.
Dog, you should have just gave me context. What the fuck? I would have said yes.
And that is when I confirmed it by saying that, you know, you know what I screamed.
You confirmed it half. You didn't even fully confirm it.
Well, I confirmed it with you, and then
You barely confirmed it with me, dog.
yeah, well,
Because
I
I
had
didn't
the
know what I was
context.
saying yes to.
Yeah, but then you walked in, and then I did the whole thing about telling her that she makes your
Okay, yep. Uh-huh,
yep,
alright. That's all you need to
yeah,
say.
yep, make your hoo ha go woo ha.
Shut up!
You hoo go woo hoo.
need to eat something.
No fish.
No fish. It's a sandwich.
So lucky you said sandwich. I heard
Yeah,
the
Rowan,
S.
you came
I was
in
like,
at a really bad time.
no salmon. I know these things. Apparently you're allergic.
I am indeed allergic to salmon of all things.
That's a shame. It's a good fish. Hopefully that doesn't mean you can't enjoy the smell of the ocean. Or the smell of seafood or whatever you said up in Toledo that I made a joke to Callahan about.
Wait, what?
Up in Toledo, at Toledo Medical, you said something like, I love this smell of seafood, and then you walked out.
Oh, yeah.
And then I ducked down to Callahan, who was laughing on the ground, and said, you should probably wash better. What I'm saying is, hopefully you can still eat that seafood.
Ed, please! I'm trying to figure out which color goes best with this.
As someone who is very fashion disorganized, I don't know. Make it match your shoes.
I don't have it. I'm changing the shoes. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Rule one, always start with the shoes and go from there.
I only wear the same pair of sneakers every single day. I don't have work till really later today. So. It's not an early day for me.
Speaking of gardening, everyone was so worried about my garden. Turns out, I was right.
What?
Hmm.
What do you mean?
Oh, I don't know. I just feel like I got yelled at for gardening too much in an email, maybe at some point.
I don't know who would do that.
Then some old hag told me, "Fuck you for being right." I was like, "Yeah, I knew it."
Hey, Banana, he's calling you out, dog. What are you gonna do about it? Ain't no way you're
Hello,
flexing right now.
a hospital administrator, always right. Nice to meet you.
She said, one sec. But,
God damn, I'm being yelled at again.
it's not my fault.
I wonder if we could get a plush toy for the candy shop that wouldn't be a sexual themed one. Call it, it could be like banana shaped. Call it a mouthy banana. Every time you shake it, it just yells at me.
Stop.
Make it cost $111.
$111. What a specific number.
Fucking sentient ass bananas. Having my email. What the fuck?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Still probably gonna take some time. Eventually you're gonna figure things out just as she is. And I'm gonna be right here being like, told you so.
Yeah, dog, it's not gonna be me.
No, no, no. I'm not saying it is.
No, I know. I'm just letting you know.
Hmm. Or is it? Who knows? I'm good at planting seeds, Reyna.
You haven't even been planting seeds this whole time. You're just giving me planting seeds means you're doing it slyly, knowing that it's gonna do something. You're just giving
I'm
me
not gonna
all
do
the
any.
straight facts
I
today.
don't need. Yeah, but I feel like with you, straight facts works a lot better. Unless you're Gary and just talk about tetanus shots.
Okay. Well,
I'm just gonna keep doing my thing.
yeah, you're gonna just keep planting seeds and hoping for the best.
Yeah. But I'm also gonna try and convince you that you actually do deserve good things. Nothing but actually. And I don't say that about a lot of people in this city.
I know, but you could say it, and you could. I actually told Callahan this today. Actually, it's one of those things where you can tell her that someone's great for her or someone's not good for her. But she
Mm-hmm.
has to realize it for herself.
Yeah.
I kind of just like living in my own misery, so I'm gonna just keep doing that.
What's going on in Miami?
What's up, baby?
Why you ain't sleep?
Tell your goldfish to pipe down.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, dog. He said, "Tell your goldfish to pipe down."
Go to bed. It's 7
I'm
o'clock.
finishing
You have work.
a conversation, and I am. It's okay.
What time is it?
My shit's always.
If you
up.
ain't in bed by 8 o'clock, I'm checking chat. They gonna tell me what's going on, and then we'll come in here and beat
Just
your
very
ass.
conflicting talking to you sometimes. Sometimes you just
Yeah, half
bark
an
at me
hour.
or you yell at me in Rico's voice.
Go on.
I'm just finishing up the
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Go on. With your cute self.
I love you.
I love you too, baby.
Anyways, what were you saying before?
Before you yelled at me in a different tone.
Yeah.
I was saying that I'm just gonna keep doing my thing, planting the seeds, and then you said the thing about her having to come to a realization herself and all that stuff.
Yeah. I'm not gonna force anything onto her or make her feel like she has to do anything.
I never force people to do anything.
No, I know, but I'm just gonna keep doing the same thing that I've been doing this whole time, and
But you're gonna get out of that misery pool.
no, I'm not.
You don't want any misery business. Listen to the song. It's a pretty good song.
I just. You could tell me everything like 10 times,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm firm set on this.
But maybe on the 15th time the seed is planted.
I just don't know.
Maybe one of these days you'll have a realization where you sit down and you're like, fuck, and then you're gonna walk up to me and be like, you motherfucker, you're right.
I'm not saying you're wrong with everything that you're saying right now.
No, I know.
You make sense. Okay, you're
Meh.
you may be right. You may be onto something. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but
You're still scared, and you just don't want it to be like. You don't want to end up in a situation where you're like, "Yo, listen, here are how things are," and then let's just say, Callahan walks up and goes like, "Yeah, well, oh, I see. No, this is all just fun, tee." And then from that point on, is she gonna pull away, and you're suddenly gonna lose everything? Which, no, that's not what's gonna happen. But whatever. You can't say that. You can't assume these
yeah,
things.
fuck Mikey.
Absolutely, I can. And if I'm proven wrong, then I'm gonna correct things. Be like, yeah, don't make me wrong here. I've been right all these other fucking times. I don't need. I don't need it. Yeah, I'm 5-0 on this thing. I don't need a 5-1.
Okay.
I'm good at knowing people. I'm good at reading people. That's it. I'm not good at talking to them. I say a lot of things, and a lot of the things I say don't make sense. So I sound like an idiot, but that's just my voice. Hi, hi. But I can do work. I can do my thing. Not like I haven't been doing it for like weeks now.
Yeah.
Yeah, just asking random questions too. Callahan, like, oh, how are you doing? What's going on there? And she just gets all defensive and goes like, what do you mean? Blah, 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 blah. When people get defensive, that's how you know. It's like when I say, what's going on there? And you go, oh, yeah, I know. You don't have to tell me. You already said enough in those grunts.
Hmm.
No, I do that. I go, that's not a tiny bear. What the fuck? It's a big fucking bear.
Oh. I don't know, dog. I'm just kind of existing today.
I have learned that's the better of the three things. I think there's, there's the peachy, vibing, and existing.
Oh, you're paying attention.
I always pay attention.
Yeah,
You know how much information I have on people I shouldn't have, but they like talking inside a hospital?
Yeah, probably a lot.
I am very confident I could have at least like 80% of the gangs in the city raided by tomorrow. I pay attention to everyone,
Mm.
but I also pay more attention to the people I care about. Which is why I'm giving you the time of day whenever you need it.
What does this look like if I do this? That's about right.
Again, pacemaker replacement. Please refrain from pulling out things.
Sorry, I didn't. I just needed to see what was the shirt I put on.
Yep.
Um, you really just decided to just fucking full send it earlier today, that conversation that we had. And then I couldn't stop thinking about it. And then I said, fuck you, we're finishing this conversation. And now that we finished it, I'm even more fucking confused than I was before.
You're going to be confused for a while. It's fine. If you have any questions,
It's just, I know what it's like. I literally looked at her in a hospital bed and I said, I'm literally here again. I had to stay in the same room that AJ's body was in and just watch them do surgery on her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was right back where I started, and I felt like I was in the same circle. And the circle that she's been talking about being in with Landmark in the beginning, as she was being in the beginning now, she's talking about deja vu. I hit with so much deja vu that I turned it off because it was just easier. And then when I was able to
Mm-hmm.
and then when it came down to it, I was not gonna leave her side no matter what. I didn't even go to work for like 4 days, 3 days, something like that. I went
Mm-hmm.
to work when she needed to go to sleep for a while, so she wasn't even around to make
You have
sure.
been you have been off duty a lot more than I have ever seen you recently.
I want to be there for her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a word that I can't say because my eyes are open. Starts with an S. Ends with a P.
A pimp with a lisp.
Yeah. But it's more because I don't know. She showed me that she's gonna be there for me, and I don't want to lose that. But I also, she's one of those people that if you push it, it's probably gonna end up the opposite of what you want.
Hmm.
9 times out of 10. I'm not saying always. I'm saying mostly with people that she's not comfortable with. If you push her, she will pull back. If you tried to talk to her before she's ready to talk about it, she will pull away and put a wall up, and then it's just impossible.
Yeah, she did put a wall up.
What do you mean?
When I was talking to her about, you know, possibilities, all that fun stuff. She did put a wall up for a long time. And then walked up into my room and said, "Fuck you for being right."
I think that was more of. I don't think that was a more of a. The Ivy thing was gonna happen. It was more of a. You're right about the Joker.
Well,
What, do you disagree?
she mentioned the entire thing, not just the Joker thing. She said, "Yeah, the Joker, the Joker ended up being bad for her, and she finally called it quits and realized there's a whole Harley Ivy thing ending up together situation. Fuck you for being right, Ed." And I said, "It wasn't just the Joker thing; it was the whole thing that was confirmed." I'm just
Just
saying.
don't believe you because I just want to be miserable. You know, it's just like the denial in my brain. The part of my brain that shut off and I didn't want to feel anything after she got hurt because it was just another Jericho moment for a bit because I was scared I was going to be all alone and not without anybody. And I don't want to live that life. I don't want to find out what that's like. She's my person and I don't want to find out what it's like when I have to bury her right next to everybody else. When I have to kind of actually deal with my shit by myself because I can do it, I just don't want to. She makes life easier, and by making life easier, it just feels like the easy route always ends up being the worst one. 9 times out of 10.
Depends on where you're going.
No, not always.
If you live in a constant state where you feel like you need the misery because you deserve the misery, then every road is just gonna lead to there. Even the long one. Long hard road. Still gonna end up in misery. Only difference is with the long road you have misery along the way as well.
I'm still standing by my fact.
Read that funny text I just said. It was a text of my previous text.
You screenshot your own text words, set text
I'm
message.
lazy as fuck.
You could have just copied and pasted it.
I'm lazy.
But the thing is that it's not. Yes, while I agree with you on that statement, it's also. No one's ever gonna be her. She's been my person for a very long time, helping me through things because Jericho was dealing with failing heart, and I was disappearing in front of everybody's eyes, and I was trying to look brave for Jericho, but Gallian knew that I was definitely not, and was a really good friend. And then...
Is a really good friend.
What?
One word makes a difference.
She was...
You say she was a very good friend, when in reality, she still is a very good friend.
Yes, she is. I'm saying she is a very good friend. And at the
There you go.
time, she was. And she still is.
Positive reinforcement.
Stop doing that. And then Jericho got the new heart and everything was okay, and we got married, and well, we got married and then she got the new heart, and then
I got drunk.
And then you got drunk, and then everyone was dancing and everyone was having a good time, and
Then
Jericho
sitting in a tree.
And then Jericho
10:50.
took more time to stay in the house and kind of heal and be okay for a few months, and in that time I didn't see her as much, so it was just Gallian and I kind of navigating things, and then I would go home and tell Jericho all about it, and then as a joke I started calling her a third wife, and then it kind of just snowballed. Jericho agreed, and then from there, I don't know.
So Jericho put his seal of approval on Callahan.
That is not what it is. I can't remember if I made Callahan promise.
AJ was like, this bitch can do my bitch.
Are you okay?
And also me.
What are you doing? You okay?
Oh, God. Have you been to visit Jericho after you made Larson fifth wife or whatever?
Yes, I've been to her grave since then. I visit her almost every day.
I'm surprised her ghost hasn't come back to punch Larson.
I don't think she'd be mad about Larson. She liked Larson, at least. But, I don't know.
But as fifth wife.
He's not fifth, he's fourth.
Wait, what? Wait, hang on. So there's AJ, Callahan, second, and then there's, who's third?
Eden.
I thought she was fourth. I thought there was another one in there somewhere.
No, Larson's fourth.
Oh, okay. Well, he can also be fifth.
No, we're not getting a fifth.
It's still him.
We're not getting a fifth. We have four. Four is an even number. We're not getting a fifth, because if then we'll need a sixth, and then it snowballs, and that's how you have like 18 different cats in your house, and you don't know what to do with all of them. Because one needs a friend, and then the other one's lonely, and it's just...
You would end up with 18 different pussies in the house. That's true.
Stop.
But also, with the limitations of this city, with the type of people that are in this city, a lot of those might also be not great people. I feel like you have just settled on the good people, and if you go any further, then you're going to end up with the bad ones, and then if there's like 18 in total,
I don't think
it means there's a lot of unwashed bad people in there, and then the
yeah,
seafood smell is just going to get worse.
I'm understanding what you're saying. I think that I think 4 is a good number. I think we're gonna
It's
stop.
just going to smell like cat food.
I don't think we need more than that.
And then you have me, midwife. I handle all the babies. I, I take care of Bingo
Exactly.
and Rich.
And Rich, that man needs help so bad.
He needs a 5150.
He just needs his job back. He needs to do something else.
He can't keep getting his job back if he keeps doing dumb stuff.
Yeah, I know. I told him not to chase pussy and to tell me before he quits his job over pussy. And he said, okay, Mom.
He landmarked himself.
What?
He chased something for pussy.
True. I don't care. He lost out on a great person, so his loss is not my gain, but
Up, 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 up. No. Let's go.
no,
Go back. No.
I retract
Reverse
that
that a bit.
statement.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
retconning that statement. I did
You
not say
can't do that, Your Honor. Please don't strike it from record.
It's striked.
We have kind of a hot judge over there. Never mind.
Crazy. It's striked.
No. I feel like it isn't.
You can't use any of what I'm saying as ammunition to her, because if you tell her, yeah, well, Reyna said this, Reyna said that,
Spontaneous utterance.
I hate you. You're gonna use whatever this whole conversation as ammunition.
Yeah.
I hate it here.
All it takes is one single word to change an entire sentence.
What does that mean?
It means the difference between someone walking up to you and saying, I love you versus I actually love you.
Jesus Christ. This seed he's planting, I hate it. Oh, he's so good with words. Fuck!
The whole dynamic of that sentence changed because of one word.
So, what you're saying is... Man, fuck!
You had walked up to Callahan and been like, yo, I actually love you?
Or I've always loved you?
There you go.
Ah, fuck. Fuck you. I'm feeding into it. I hate it here.
You're learning. You're growing in front of my eyes.
No, she's grown so much over the last few months.
She absolutely has.
I'm very proud of her.
Now I and you, we just need her to stop doubting herself so much. I feel like she also, at points in her life, feel like she deserves misery, which is why she obviously ends up with the people she ends up with.
Checks.
But then when you're so in deep in the misery pool of just toxic shit, and you don't see what you have right in front of you or next to you. Or maybe you do see it, but then you lose sight of it.
What do you mean? I see it and lose sight of it.
I feel like we should go back to the records that were not stricken.
I'm very mad.
Uh-huh.
Because she doesn't deserve what he's put her through in the past. What he's did to her the other day.
Still technically putting her through today.
True.
It's probably always going to be nagging her. So he's going to be technically putting her through it for a while.
No.
Even
No,
after
no, I
she
refuse.
goes,
No, I refuse that. No, she's not doing that.
You're going to make it stop then?
No, I'm just protective.
Mm-hmm. One thing you can Always count on from a weasel and a liar is to weasel their way in and lie.
True.
All you can really do is shoot them in the kneecaps.
Or walk into the car.
Okay. Wanna take the long way or the elevator?
Take this way.
The elevator.
No, not. Oh yeah, the elevator, I guess. But I don't
Or
know.
the stairs. Up to you. Don't be afraid of happiness, Reyna.
Yeah, I just don't think I'm ever gonna get it, Chief.
You say that.
And yeah, he's made me really mad because he had a great opportunity to make everything okay and maybe change his ways, and he just kind of spit in her face and said, "What are you gonna do about it?"
That's the thing about assholes. They never change. They keep being an asshole.
That's valid. Stupid.
Don't be mean to my elevator.
Yeah, I'm gonna be mean.
Hmm.
Man, you gave me more things to think about. Fuck you. I didn't know. I was just trying to figure out my thoughts.
Only you can figure them out. Talking to me will not help anything. I'm not good at talking to anyone.
Yeah, whatever.
Need anything, you know, you can just reach out to me at any point.
I know.
And I'm also not going anywhere.
Yeah, you better not talk. I will lose my shit.
That's a promise I will make.
Good. Stop planting so many seeds.
Hmm. Yeah, I was just stop being so fertile, but you don't have a uterus.
I don't have a uterus. That doesn't work on me. Okay, go to bed.
You go to bed.
I am. I'm tired.
I can tell. Love you.
Love you too. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
I just can't see anything.
No way!
What do we think, chat? What are your thoughts, opinions? Trees. He literally planted, not seeds, trees. Yeah. I love Z. Shallahan? Ain't no way. It's in chat. Ah, shit. Here we go.